Yes. My phone. Where are you using?
Today.
Hello, please. The General Secretary is about to address the press. Kindly maintain some silence, especially at the back.
I had it. Oh, sorry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Not long ago, the National Executive Committee held an emergency meeting, which was also followed by an emergency meeting by the National Council of our party. Key issues that were discussed had to do with submission of proposed campaign coordinating committee from the flag bearer and leader of our party, His Excellency the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. There were also discussions on parliamentary primaries and matters arising out of the parliamentary primaries. Without wasting much time, I'll zoom in to the campaign committee list that was submitted by the flag bearer of our party and subsequently approved by the National Council of our party. For the 2024 NPP campaign, both presidential and parliamentary, the chairman for the campaign is the flag bearer himself, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. The vice chairman for the campaign or the coordinating committee will be the vice presidential candidate, which we are yet to select. So the flag bearer is the chairman for the campaign, the chairman for the campaign, the whole campaign. So every committee will report to the flag bearer. Then we will have the national chairman, the former president J. Kufuor, President Nana Akufo-Addo, chairman and members of the National Council of Elders, former national chairman Mr. Freddie Blay, Madam Elizabeth Ohene, Reverend Joyce Ayi, and Madam Akusia Frima Osei Pare as campaign or as members of the campaign advisory committee. The general secretary of the party will be in charge of the campaign operations. And the ranks of the party, the volunteer groups, the identifiable groups, the persons with disability desk will all be under operations to be headed by the General Secretary and deputized by the National Organizer, Henry Nana Boakye. The campaign strategies and campaign chairman. There's a difference between the flag bearer position. Flag bearer is overall chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. But the campaign chairman and strategist will be Honorable Dambuchi, former General Secretary and NPP for Okre. The campaign, we have two campaign vice chairpersons, Mr. Fred Owari and Nana Akumia, as the two campaign vice chairpersons. We have Honorable Frederick Opariansa as the campaign manager for the 2024 elections, and he will have 3 deputies. For deputy campaign manager in charge of research and administration is Dr. Antoinette Thibault Dapon. Deputy campaign manager for parliamentary campaign will be Honorable Obi Amwa, MP for Kriapem South. The deputy campaign manager in charge of presidential campaign will be Dr. Ibrahim Anyas. For electoral affairs committee, it will be headed by Chairman Peter McMahon as the chairman for the electoral affairs committee of campaign 2024. We have national executives, we have regional chairpersons, all being part of the campaign coordinating committee. For senior aides, those who will be moving with the flag bearer and providing various help and assistance will be Engineer Kwabena Ejapon, former presidential aspirant in our party, presidential prime minister, former general secretary of our party. Mr. John Wodu, Dr. Susanna Alu, Mr. Salifu Said, Mr. Samuel Ku, Mr. Anthony Kabo, Dr. Kwesi Name Befi, and Ni Ejesua, the team that will be moving with the flag bearer and providing assistance to him. For identifiable groups, the coordinator will be Honorable Joseph Kujo as coordinator for identifiable groups. For coastal campaign, the coordinator will be Madame Mavis Hawa Kumsin. For Middle Belt campaign, we have Honorable Dr. Ayub Afriye. Then for the Northern Zone campaign, we have Honorable Dominic Nitu as coordinator. The spokesperson for the flag bearer will be Dr. Gideon Buakom. For Director of Campaign Communications, we have Dennis Miracles Abuaji as Director of Campaign Communication, Mr. Adumako Befi and Akbar Kumeni as the deputies. For social media coordinator, we have Krobia Asante. For research, we have Dr. Isaac Ousu-Mensah. For finance and fundraising, we have Dr. Alolo Utaka. And for legal matters, we have Honorable Frank Davis. Then diplomatic liaison will be headed by His Excellency Adrian Boati. So in a nutshell, this will be the campaign coordinating committee structure for the new Patriotic Party 2024 elections. But however, let me state that this is not just the total list. As stated by our flag bearer, every polling station executive, every electoral area coordinator, every constituency officer, every regional officer, and every national officer are all part of the campaign. So let's take note. So it's not just these lists I've mentioned who are going to run the campaign. We have all these people, over 200,000 party executives who are also going to be part of the campaign alongside various volunteer groups and people who believe that the NPP is the best party to govern the country come December 7th. They are all part of the campaign structure. The other issue that was discussed at NEC and subsequently at National Council has to do with outstanding constituencies that are yet to hold their parliamentary primaries, i.e. Elembele, Equiapin South, Aguna West, and Sunan East. With respect to Elembele, the party has taken certain decisions, and unfortunately I cannot communicate it now because certain steps have to be taken before we can hold primaries at those constituencies. For Equiapin South, National Executive Committee, the body clothed with the power to govern parliamentary primaries in our party, has cleared the municipal chief executive to contest in the Equiapin South primaries. So he has been added to the list of contestants for the Equiapin South primaries. For Aguna West, the matter is before court, and we leave it for the court to determine the matter before we can take the necessary steps. For Sunyani East, as you are aware, vetting has been done. For Sunyani East, nomination has been opened and closed, and left with vetting. And once the vetting is done, the elections will come on for Sunyani East. On Yendi, the National Executive Committee took a decision and has given the matter to a 3-member committee to communicate the decision of the National Executive Committee to all interested parties. And once they communicate the matter to them, and whatever decision that has been taken will further be communicated to our friends from the media. But we feel that we need to speak to the parties first before we come out with the decision of the National Executive Committee. Then again, the National Executive Committee also took the opportunity to reiterate that per our rules and regulations, we said that in constituencies where we don't have certain members of parliament, in the rules and regulations, officers were to recuse themselves from their various positions. And after the elections, they will assume their positions. That rule still stands. But in constituencies where certain members of parliament were contested, officers were supposed to have resigned before contesting. But where in constituencies the certain member or certain members of parliament did not contest, then the rules of the orphan constituency were applied to officers who contested. So it means that they recused themselves but did not resign. So in such a case, now that we are done with the primaries, those officers can go back and take their position. So basically, this is what happened today at NEC and National Council. Thank you very much.
Vincent, I'll see you in the mic in here, man. I'll see you in the mic in the sound. Come on, I'm 1%. But you're only hearing. Chef's median for you, right? Thank you. I'll pay him to remember it. Thank you.
And the National Executive Committee and the National Council issue na a issue of emergency meeting. Na issue normal bear back me and be and a better job, a man neck and the National Council, a book home, and a siege na yes. Edi kind, your party penny and your Frank Tuni our 2024 elections, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bamia at the campaign coordinating committee list every chair neck and for the chair National Council and for Professor Omubuana or campaign Yaboko 2024 or no and a party no. Now or say list we sebi and yet and for one and a bear edumano. Now party no your campaign for 2024 no police station executives or campaign team no electoral area coordinators and campaign team no all constituency executives also can regional executives and national executives any a party no will be a test confirm na come ranting maba on na campaign team no so campaign be on yan kofo a obedi animu na omaboa ameduma na koso social campaign committee na structure na city no penia oye chairman for the national campaign coordinating committee no eyo no a fanketufo no Dr. Muhammad Bamia on the campaign coordinating committee no ano na be de chi ebeye running meter ibi no na yenye unity eda ho ana national chairman eka campaign coordinating committee ho sasuna your campaign advisory committee omo a omotu frankatuni no fo number 2 party no fo efa campaign e ba be year 2024 no there were a former president Ira J. Kufuor. Sasson, you were a president, and not down to Kufuor to come on. Chairman, any Pinifua or Mokan National Council of Elders, Ominaka of Tufuor. Sasson, your former chairman, Ira Fedibli, Ekamo, Madam Elizabeth Ohene, Reverend Joyce Ayi, and Madam Akusia Frema Osel Pari, Omo. And a forming campaign advisory committee. So when you is happening for General Secretary my party no or no and in charge of campaign operations. Campaign operations who no men now ranks of the party no action I say volunteer groups, identifiable groups, the persons with disability that say be any so more campaign team, so General Secretary, campaign operations, come on. The Okanwa, Oba General Secretary, the Deputy Campaign Operations, no, Heron and Abachi, the national organizer. If we are your campaign chairman and campaign strategist, we can say, associate that, or my penny, I be the chair, Harry Flagbearer, no, only a chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. Now, Ira Dambuchi, a campaign chairman and strategist. Or Nipa Minu or Mokano or Mobwan as deputy vice chairpersons. You were Ira Fred or Wari, Anna Nanakumia or Monebeka Ira Dambuchi. Campaign manager for 2024 elections, no, Honorable Frederick Opariansa, former MP, Masumu. On also a for me and Sam Mokan from deputy campaign manager or managers. You were Dr. Antoinette Thibodapon for research and administration. And I were Honorable Obiamoa for parliamentary campaign. You were Dr. Ibrahim Anas for presidential campaign. About to whom Sensema, I friend electoral affairs. Committee and answer be the good ya power so. Ira Peter McMenu and the Dasa committee nano. Na eka wo nyina aboma ye beka campaign coordinating committee no ya siege na ye. So national officers eka ho and regional chairpersons for eka ho in forming campaign coordinating committee no. Nipa ombebua Ira Baumia bra wo kwa pro I from senior A's. Engineer Kwabena Japan, former General Secretary my party. Sasna Ira Kofi Jamesi, former General Secretary Ajombo Kamo, Dr. Susanna Alu Ekamo, Mr. Salifu Said Ekamo, Mr. Samuel Uku, Anthony Cabo, Dr. Kosina Mibefi, and Ani Ejesua. Coordinator for identifiable groups, Honorable Joseph Kujo. Sasuna Coordinator for Coastal Campaign, Madam Mavis Howard Kumsin. And a coordinator for Nodal Belt Campaign, Dr. Ayu Efriye. And a coordinator for Northern Campaign, Honorable Dominic Nituru. Kasama for Emma Francatunino, Dr. Kijo Buakon. And a campaign also Director of Campaign Communications, Mr. Dennis Miracle Abuaje. Ipa Minu and Ever Ombebuano Ombekano. From Deputy Directors of Campaign Communication, Mr. Adumako Befi and Akba Kumini and Ebeka Ira Dennis Miracle Abuaje. For social media campaign, no, Penny Obedano, Krobia Sante. And our Director for Research, Dr. Isaac Owusu Mensa. And a Director for Finance and Fundraising, Dr. Alolo Mutaka. And a Director for Legal, Frank Davis. And a Diplomatic Liaison, also, Ira, His Excellency Edwin Boatin. To win the party, no, Yajia to say 2024 campaign, or media anymore, no more Boama a campaign, across the year. Say ye no free work. Party no neck National Council so can constituencies are to me and to about a war and now be back on me no as on one set. The can level party no as it na say about a better about her. So say an amombi, you two an amombi over her. It's no party na just a focus on Montreal Sana Montuno and Cosso, say be a pass with you. A Piaprim South, Mbakaya, Naki to about Nasso, and Twaba. Nasso so neck at national neck idea to say MC or on Subits Majinable. Now I turn a swabber and see a no air share neck at the Avanti. Beshe now parting in the MC Naka home. Now it's Mako Trabano, over Piaprim South. Aguna was a seminal court until she dama court, self court in where we are. And a party no so you wouldn't be available. And our Sunani is so national party no it be nomination. I'm your closing nomination. No, I'm their canon a vet na beba so. The we vet now. I think on the 9th of March or so to Sunani is about 12. And I yet this so National Executive Committee SG na ho. Then so 24% and or more play on Edika Kasa and Sana Jinana yes. They are two jam will be able. And the crowd so party so I can say it says to be himself, baby, ye Brashebedia for I friend of our constituencies no. Party officers are more contest here no, or more young Casamo for make my tour. You can't say or more chum, your 12 and we are no Masaba. Name mum, you can say baby, your warm Brashebedia for 1 day. So we a party officer, now person which now as well do a juma at all. Name will be a room Rashibidia for honor. Say Mashibidia didn't arm contest beer. And ye a wing I said would do a juma at all. And also chum. The baby Mashibidia for now contest no. Executive or more on your 12 area. The one you could with myself for the juma. Now why? TNA winning meeting now a course over National Executive Committee and the National Council. Madam Inamas.
Oh, good come. Champion commander.
You can call me.
Yes, people.
Sweet stuff, let me hide you.
So the team is finally out. So what's your impression about it?
So far, I can say we thank the leader and the vice president for coming up with such a formidable team to lead his campaign. We are very happy with this team, and I know with this team we are going to win the election. The agenda breaking the 8 is possible.
Many thanks, yeah. Grateful.